My co-founder scammed me out of $12,000, then he showed up at my restaurant with $400,000. We've been brothers since freshman year. The guy who co-signed my first apartment. Blind loyalty is a dangerous thing. The frantic call came at 1 a.m. His voice cracked violently. He said his brother was arrested on bogus federal charges and bail required 15 grand by dawn. I had 18,000 saved from 4 years of double shifts at a suffocating catering job. I wired him 12,000 immediately, because that's what brothers do. He wept through the phone. I owe you my life, he choked out. I'll never forget this. That was the last time I heard his voice. 48 hours later, his phone was disconnected. His apartment was empty. I hired a private investigator, putting 6 grand on credit. Nothing. The account I wired funds to was an offshore LLC that dissolved hours after my transfer. He played you, the investigator sighed. The money is gone. I had to borrow 4,000 from 2 line cooks just to make my own rent. I paid them back over 10 months, living on rice and hot sauce, telling absolutely no one the truth. The humiliation crushed me. Every time someone talked about trust, I felt a sickening knot in my stomach. 3 years of grinding silence. Then I met Clara, a brilliant sous chef who demanded total transparency. 6 months into building our own bistro, I confessed my past mistake. She didn't flinch. You weren't stupid, she said. You were loyal. He was a parasite. We secured financing, signed a lease, and built the restaurant of our dreams. A 50-seat coastal kitchen with exposed brick and ambient lighting. The VIP opening night was flawless. The mayor was there, local critics were drinking our wine, and I was finally standing on my own 2 feet. Then the atmosphere shifted. Not a loud disruption. Just a collective, rippling silence. I looked out the floor-to-ceiling window. A midnight black Maybach pulled up to the valet stand. A man stepped out in a bespoke velvet dinner jacket, walking toward the entrance like he owned the entire block. I knew the cadence of his walk instantly. The slight limp from a college rugby injury. It was him. Heat climbed my neck and my vision literally blurred. I was out the front doors before security could move. He saw me and froze. We stood 15 feet apart on the pavement, 70 elite guests watching through the glass. He looked sharper, hardened, but his eyes carried the exact same desperation from that phone call. He reached into his breast pocket. Clara stepped out behind me, her hand resting on my shoulder. Just read it, he rasped, holding out a thick, wax-sealed envelope. Before you call the cops, just read it. 4 pages of handwritten text. His unmistakable, messy scrawl. His previous tech startup wasn't just failing, his CEO was laundering money for a cartel. When he stumbled on the ledgers, they threatened to butcher his family and frame him for the embezzlement. He had encrypted backups, but the feds wouldn't protect him fast enough. So he ran. With my money, knowing it was the ultimate betrayal. He fled to Mexico, lived in a squatter camp, and slowly leaked the files to journalists. Once the cartel was busted and the CEO was imprisoned, he surfaced in Seattle, built a cybersecurity firm from scratch and sold it for $50 million. I couldn't just wire you the cash, he wrote. That's a coward's apology. You deserve the right to look me in the eye and humiliate me. That's when the real bombshell dropped. I turned to the final page. Tucked inside was a certified bank draft. $400,000. The original 12 grand, compounded with aggressive interest, plus a massive premium. For the 3 years of shame I forced you to carry, the note concluded. I looked up, my jaw locked. Clara squeezed my shoulder. It's your call, she whispered. I closed the distance, grabbed him by the velvet lapels, and shoved him violently against the brick facade. He didn't fight back. He just squeezed his eyes shut. I deserve that, he choked out. You deserve to be in the gutter, I hissed. You let me believe I meant absolutely nothing to you. I let go, smoothing my own lapels. Sit at the bar. Don't speak to my guests. I want you to watch what real success looks like. He sat alone in the corner all night. When I gave my toast and Clara popped the champagne, I saw him raise a glass of water from afar. When the applause died down, I looked back. The stool was empty. Left on the mahogany bar was a final note. Watching you win is the only closure I needed. The funds are yours. I will never bother you again. The draft cleared the next morning.